Good morning. My name is Dr. RATHINAVELU, working as Assistant Professor in Chemistry, Department of Chemistry, K.S.Rangasamy College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Tiruchengode. நம்ம டுடே பார்க்க போகிற டாபிக் என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆர்கானிக் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ் அனாலிசிஸ். ஆர்கானிக் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ் அனாலிசிஸோட இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு அன்னோன் ஆர்கானிக் காம்பவுண்ட்ஸை என்னென்ன ஃபங்க்ஷனல் குரூப்ஸ் இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணலாம். இப்போ ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுறதுக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சூட்டபிள் கன்ஃபர்மேட்டிவ் டெஸ்ட்டெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணோம். அது என்னென்ன டெஸ்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நம்ம ஒன் பை ஒன்னாக பார்க்கலாம். ஃபஸ்ட்டு we will discuss about what is organic qualitative analysis. The organic qualitative analysis simply defined as the systematically analyze the given organic compound and submit the suitable confirmative test. What are the functional groups? The functional group is classified in the different case. One is alcohols, phenols, ethers, esters, carbohydrates, carboxylic acids, monoamides and diamides. What are alcohols? The alcohols, the OH group can be present with the alkyl groups. The phenols, the OH group can be attached with the aryl groups. Suppose the carbohydrates, these one of the 5-membered rings. The 5-membered rings can be attached with the aldehyde groups. The last one is esters. The esters can be obtained with the fruity odors. The organic functional groups can be identify the following test. The first test is one of the test color. The color is play major role for the organic substance. This color can be classified into 4 categories. One is colorless solid and another one is colorless liquid. The third one is colored liquid. The fourth one is colored solids. The colorless solids, the compound must be contained. The colorless solids may be carbohydrates, carboxylic acids, benzophenols and benzamide, etc. The colorless liquid, the compound may be present with esters, aldehydes and ketones. The third one is colored solids. The colored solids, the dark brown color solids. The dark brown color solids may be the presence of alpha-naphthol or beta-naphthol. The last one is a colorless liquid. The colorless colored liquid. The colored liquid means the dark brown color liquids. The dark brown color liquids may be presence of phenols and amines. The third one is odor. The odor is simply defined as the characteristics odor, the color of the substance, the ester, the fruity odors, the carbohydrate is no characteristics odors, aldehydes and the ketone is a characteristics odor, fishy odor is like that amine and phenolic odors like that phenolic compounds. The functional groups can be identified the another one of the tests like that solubility. The solubility can be plays an important role for in organic analysis. The first one is the compound can be soluble in cold water. The soluble substance must be present with diamides and carbohydrates, etc. Suppose the compound can be organic substance can be soluble in hot water. The compound may be present with carboxylic acids and benzophenol, etc. The third one is the compound may be soluble in sodium hydroxide. The substance may be presence of phenol. Phenol can be plays an important role for base because of the phenol can be act as with the acidic natures. The acidic compounds can be soluble in basic compounds. The fourth one is the substance may be soluble in hydrochloric acid. The substance may be presence of basic compounds. The basic compounds like that amines. The amines can be classified with the primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. The phenol can be classified as the monohydric phenol, dihydric phenol and polyhydric phenols. The carbohydrate can be classified with the disaccharides, polysaccharides and then monosaccharides. The carboxylic acids can be classified with the monocarboxylic acids and then dicarboxylic acids, the tricarboxylic acids and so on. The functional groups can be identified the following confirmative test. The first test is a ignition test. Ignition test, the small amount of the substance is heated on a wire gas to get a luminous flames. The compound is aromatic natures. The non-luminous flames to get the aliphatic natures. The another one of the test like that saturation or unsaturations. The saturations or unsaturations can be tested with the two tests. One is a bromine water test, another one is potassium permanganate test. Bromine water test, a substance is soluble in small amount of water and add with the bromine water. The bromine water color is immediately decolorized. The substance will be acted with the aromatic natures. Suppose the substance will be no decolorization takes place, would be acted with a saturated, or immediately decolorization takes place to get a unsaturated compounds. The another one of the test like that Pairs test. The pairs test like that the small amount of the substance is dissolved in potassium permanganate to get a brown colors or violet color. The substance will be acted with a saturation. Suppose color will be decolorized to get the unsaturations like that phenolic compounds and amine compounds can be easily oxidizables. The another one of the test like that aromatic or aliphatic natures. The aromatic or aliphatic natures will be simply tested with the nitration test. The nitration test can be proceed with a small amount of the substance is dissolved with concentrated sulfuric acids and cooled in ice bath. Again add with 1 ml of concentrated nitric acids cooled in ice bath for 10 minutes. The color will be decolorized. This is saturated compounds. The substance will be heated with wire gas to get a yellow in colors. These aromatic compounds, suppose the yellow color is not formed, this will be acted with the aliphatic compounds. The another one of the tests like that detection of elements. The elements can be detected in the following test. One is a test for what are the elements? Elements like that nitrogen, sulfur and then halogens. It will be proceed with the following test. The test will be carried out with a small amount of the substance will be taken with a fusion tube. It will be heated on a wire gas and add with the small amount of the sodium metals. The substance will be again heated to get a red hot. The red hot solution again poured into a cyanide dish containing water. It will be grinded very well to collect the filtrate. From this filtrate, the following tests will be carried out. The first test is a test for nitrogen. The nitrogen can be tested with the following case. To take 1 ml of freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution and add with 1 ml of this extract heated to wire gas. The hot solution is cooled and then diluted with the dilute H2SO4 solution. It will be obtained with the blue or green colorations to get the nitrogen is present. Suppose blue or green color will be not obtained, the nitrogen will be absent. The another one of the tests like that test for sulfur. The sulfur can be confirmed by the following test. The one of the tests like that sodium nitroprusside test. In this test we will be taken with 1 ml of the fusion extract. Again add with the sodium nitroprusside to get a dark violet color. The dark violet color indicates the presence of sulfur. The dark violet color is not obtained. The sulfur is not present. The another one of the tests like that chlorides. The chlorides can be simply identified. The small amount of the extract is treated with the dilute nitric acids and followed by treated with the silver nitrate to get a white precipitate. The white precipitate can be soluble with ammonium hydroxide. The silver chloride is confirmed. The another one of the test, the white precipitate is not obtained. The silver will be absent. Suppose the pale yellow color will be produced. It will be indicate the presence of bromine. Suppose the pale yellow color is not obtained, the bromine will be absent. The another one is to obtain with a yellow color. This will be indicate the presence of iodides. The another one of the case like that the functional groups, the following functional groups, some of the functional groups will be present. The first one of the functional groups like that phenol. What do you mean by phenol? The phenol can be present with the aromatic compound. The phenols and alcohols, the alcohols and the phenols must be present with the same functional groups like that OH. So what are the classifications for phenol and alcohol? The OH group can be attached with the alkyl groups. The alkyl groups like that methyl group, ethyl group, propyl group and butyl group. This will be called with the alcohols. The alcohols means ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, butyl alcohol and pentyl alcohol. Suppose the OH group can be attached with the aromatic compounds. The aromatic compounds like that benzene and naphthalene it will be called with the phenol. The phenol can be classified with monohydric phenol, dihydric phenol and polyhydric phenol. The phenol, the alba-naphthol and beta-naphthol, resorcinol, catechol, fluoroglycinol can be example for phenolic compounds. These phenolic compounds can be easily identified the two types of test. One is a neutral ferric chloride test. How does confirm the neutral ferric chloride test in the presence of phenol? To take the small amount of the substance and add with the sodium hydroxide solution and again add with the neutral ferric chloride solution to get a dark violet color. The dark violet color indicates the presence of phenolic compounds. Suppose the dark violet color is not obtained, the absence of phenol. The another one of the test, the phenol is treated with the sodium hydroxide to get a sodium phenoxide ion, because phenol is very sensitive to alkali. Because of phenol can be acted with the acidic nature. The acidic nature compounds can be soluble in base. The phenol, sodium hydroxide can be acted with a very strong base. Because of it will be easily dissociated with the Na plus and OH minus ions. And another one of the test like that scarlet red dye test or azo dye test. What are the performance for this scarlet red dye test and azo dye test? According to this test, to take the small amount of the phenolic compound soluble in sodium hydroxide kept in ice bath. Again another one of the test, the sodium nitrate is dissolved in hydrochloric acids and cooled in ice. Another one of the test tube, to take silver nitrate solution, sodium nitrate and hydrochloric acids and amine compounds and hydrochloric acids second very well and kept in ice 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. The both test tube solutions can be added with to get a dark violet color. Scarlet yellow dye will be obtained. From this reaction indicates the scarlet red dye indicates the presence of phenolic compound. This scarlet red dye test can be confirmed by the amine compounds and nitro compounds. So what are the scarlet red dye will be obtained? It will be obtained with the coupling and diazotization. What do you mean by the diazotization? The diazotization means the N double bond N group will be formed. How does the form N double bond N group? Because of amine compounds can be treated with the hydrochloric acid to get a aniline hydrochlorides. Again, sodium nitrate can be dissolved with the hydrochloric acid to get a HNO2 and then NaCl. Both are added to get a N double bond N compound. The N double bond N compound will be acted with the azo compound. This will be called with a scarlet red dye test. The another one of the functional groups like that carboxylic acids. The carboxylic acids can be easily identified. The first one of the tests like that, to take the small amount of the substance and dissolved with hot water, because of the acid can be soluble in hot water. Again add with sodium hydroxide to get a pink color. The pink color indicates the presence of the carboxylic acids. The carboxylic acids can be classified into two cases. One is the monocarboxylic acids and another one is the dicarboxylic acid. The monocarboxylic acids and the dicarboxylic acids can be easily identify the following test. The test like that esterifications. What do you mean by esterification? Esterification means acid and alcohol can be reacted to get a ester. This test is known as esterification test. How does perform this test? To take the small amount of the acids and treat it with the sulfuric acids and then add with the ethanol to get a ester. Ester means to get a fruity water. The fruity water indicates the presence of ester or formation of esters. Suppose the ester smell is not formed, the absence of carboxylic acids. The another one of the tests like that fluorescent test. The fluorescent test mainly performed via the dicarboxylic acids. How does they perform this fluorescent test? The test like that, to take the small amount of the substance and add with the rectified spirit and resorcinol and treated with the dilute sulfuric acid. The resulting solution poured into beaker containing water. Again add with a strong solution of sodium hydroxide to get a yellowish intense fluorescence. The formation of yellowish intense fluorescence like that the carboxylic acid must be present in the dicarboxylic acid. Suppose no yellowish intense fluorescence clear obtained, the dicarboxylic acids will be not present, monocarboxylic acids will be present. The another one of the tests like that, the functional groups amides. The amides can be classified into two cases. One is aromatic amide and another one is aliphatic amides. The aromatic amide means the aromatic compounds like that benzene must be present. This is known as aromatic, and otherwise called benzene compound is not present. This is known as aliphatic compounds. The aromatic compound is the best example for benzamide. The aliphatic compound is the best example for diamide. The diamides like that urea. The urea will be soluble in water, cold water, but the aromatic amide is not soluble in cold water. How does confirm these two components in the organic analysis? It will be easily identified. To take the small amount of the substance and add with the sodium hydroxide solution heated to boiling to liberate the ammonium gas. The ammonia gas will be liberated, and again add with the hydrochloric acid to get a white precipitate. The white precipitate indicates the presence of monoamide. Suppose the white precipitate is not obtained, the monoamide will be absent. How does confirm the diamide? The diamide will be confirmed in the following test. The test like that biuret test. What is mean by biuret test? The biuret means the formation of CONH bond. The CONH bonds means the peptide linkages. The peptide linkages are also known as biuret. According to this test, to take the small amount of the substance in try test tube heated to boiling, all the ammonia gas will be evolved, and again pass it with a small amount of the water and add with the filling solution A. What are the mean by filling solution A? The filling solution A means copper sulfate, and again add with 10% solution of sodium hydroxide to get a dark violet color. The dark violet color indicates the presence of diamide. Suppose the dark violet color is not obtained, the diamide will be a absence. And another one of the functional groups like that carbohydrates. The carbohydrates contains 6 carbon atom, but it will be act as with a aliphatic nature because of the carbon atom will be attached with a linear, not cyclic. The cyclic compound must be present. This is known as aromatic, but the linear compounds will be actors with a aliphatic. How does the confirm this carbohydrates? The carbohydrates can be confirmed the following test. The test like that tolerance test. What do you mean by tolerance? The tolerance reagent, the ammoniacal silvernatate plus add with a small amount of the substance heated to boiling to get a silver mirror. The silver mirror formation indicates the presence of reducing sugars like that aldehydes, ketones and carbohydrates. The another one of the tests like that aldehydes and ketones and carbohydrates. The common test, the filling solution A and the Belling solution P test. How does confirm this test? To take the small amount of the substance and add with the filling solution A. Filling solution A means copper sulfate. Filling solution B means sodium potassium tartrate. Both the solution will be mixed and heated to water bath for 30 minutes to get a red hot white precipitates. From this reaction indicates the carbohydrates like that aldehydes and the ketones will be present. Suppose a solution will be not form the precipitate, the absence of carbohydrates and aldehydes and then ketones like that, etc. The another one of the functional groups like that ester. The ester, the presence of fruity odor, the pleasant fruity odors. How does confirm this ester test? It is known as the hydrolysis. Hydrolysis means it will be add with the water molecules. How does perform this test? To take the small amount of the substance and add with a strong solution of sodium hydroxide heated to boiling. The hot solution, all the liquids will be liberated and again neutralized with 1:1 hydrochloric acid to get a white precipitate. The white precipitate indicates the presence of ester. Suppose the white precipitate is not obtained, the ester will be not present. And another one of the tests like that nitro compounds. The nitro compounds like that the benzene presents with the NO2 groups. The NO2 group must be present. This is called with the yellow in color because of the benzene is colorless. Because of no chromophore will be a presence of the nitrobenzene. It will be obtained with the yellow in color because of the chromophoric groups will be a presence. NO2 group will be active with the chromophore, but aniline will be obtained with a dark brown color because of the dark brown color indicates the axochrome will be a presence because of axochrome means deepening the colors. Suppose the paranitrophenol, it will be darkening the colors. The last one of the tests like that the nitro compounds. The nitro compounds can be easily identify the Parker-Mulliken test according to In this test, to take the small amount of the substance and reduce it with zinc or iron, the nitro compound will be reduced with amine compounds. This again, amine compounds can be treated with hydrochloric acid to get aniline hydrochlorides. This solution can be kept in ice bath, cooled in 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Because of the diazotization will be taking with the 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Again, another one of the test tube to take with the sodium nitrate and hydrochloric acids cooled in ice bath. The third one is the phenolic compound can be dissolved with the sodium hydroxide cooled in ice bath. Both the three solutions will be mixed to get a scarlet red dye. From this red dye indicates the presence of nitro compounds. This scarlet red dye common test for amine compounds and phenolic compounds and nitro compounds. So how does confirm the another one of the functional groups like that aldehydes and ketones? The aldehydes and ketones can be easily identify the Mollis test and phenyl hydrogen test and silver mirror test and tolerance test. Mollis test, according to this test, to take the small amount of the substance and add with the Mollis reagent to get a violet precipitates or red brown precipitates will be obtained. This will be indicates the presence of aldehydes. Suppose the Fehling solution A and Belling solution B will be not performed for this reaction, the presence of ketone. The ketone can be classified into symmetrical ketone and unsymmetrical ketone. The symmetrical ketone means the both group will be act as the same. The asymmetrical ketones like that ethyl methyl ketones and ethyl propyl ketones. The ethyl group is one and another methyl group is another one. This is known as unsymmetrical ketones. The another one of the best example for ketone is acetophenones and benzophenones. The acetophenone will be act as the liquid compounds. The benzophenone can be act as with the solid compounds. The organic qualitative analysis mainly usable for today lives because of the any one of the unknown organic compounds can be given with yourself. It can be easily identified because of it will be composition for the earth crust. The following test can be performed for the identification of organic compounds. Again, once more, the three tests majorly the solubility test, odor and then color. Maximum the color will be identified, the components will be easily identified. The again one is solubility. The solubility will be easily identified, the compound can be easily identified because of the cold water can be dissolved in any organic compounds, maybe the presence of carbohydrates and diamides, and hot water may be presence of carboxylic acids. Both are colorless, but it will be soluble in sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide is soluble, it is a phenolic compound. It is very sensitive to alkali compounds. The hydrochloric acid, the organic compound may be soluble in hydrochloric acid, so it will be basic compounds like that. Amine, the amine is a primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amines. Some of the compounds will be present with the nitrogen because of the nitro compounds and amine compounds and amide compounds and amine diamide compounds can be present with the nitrogens, and otherwise the nitrogen is absent. It will be easily identified because of the colorless solid. The nitrogen is absent, maybe carbohydrates or carboxylic acids and ketonic group will be present. Suppose I will give the organic compounds in the liquid, the nitrogen is present, it is maybe amine compounds. Suppose solid, the nitrogen is present, maybe presence with the aromatic amide, benzamide and aliphatic amide, diamide. Suppose the nitrogen will be absent, it will be easily identify the liquids. The liquids may be presence of aldehydes, ketones and esters. The nitrogen will be absence in the solid, may be presence of carbohydrates and carboxylic acids. The nitrogen will be absence in the liquid, may be presence of aldehydes, ketones and then esters. Thank you.